In this video, we'll be creating the Pear Cam on Autodesk Inventor for use with the Automata. Again, we'll be using parameters to use this nominal diameter of the cam so we can change the size of the cam with just a few clicks of the mouse. Again, I'm starting in a new part on Autodesk Inventor. First thing I want to do is set up that parameter. So I'm going to go over to the Manage tab, click Parameters, Add Numeric. I'm going to type in D for diameter, the value I want. I can use any letter. I just use D as that's what they give us on the sheet. For this case, all my cams, I'm going to set 2.0 as my value. I can go back and change that afterwards if I need to, but I'm going to set it as 2.0 for all of these. Once you're done, you click Done, and now that sets our parameter. Now we can go back to the 3D Model tab, and we can start sketching our shape. If we look at this Pear Cam, it's kind of made out of two separate circles. We have a larger circle on the bottom and a smaller circle on the top, which we connect with lines. So that's how we're going to create this shape, and then we'll add the hole in the center to help finish off our cam. So we're going to start with a 2D sketch and put it on the XY plane. Again, you can put it on any plane you want. And I'm going to start with the larger circle on the bottom. So to do that, I'm going to click in the center and I'm going to go out from my circle. If we look, it's got a radius of 1/2 D. On my inventor right now, I'm set as diameter. I could change that if I want, but it's pretty easy since radius is 1/2 D. That means the diameter is just going to be D. So all I have to do is type D and click Enter, and that gives me my first circle I need. If we look back, the second circle I need is above it, and from center of circle to center of circle is going to be 1/2 D, and it's going to have a radius of 1/4 D. Again, I'm using diameter, so I'm going to multiply that by 2 and change it to 1/2 D. So I'm going to add a second circle above this one. Where I put it exactly doesn't matter too much. I can go out, I can move up. I'm going to put it way above just so you can see it when we dimension and put it in the right location. So I'm just going to put it on the y-axis above, and I said it's 1/2 D, so 1/2, shift 8 for times, and then D. Then we click Enter, and we have our second circle. Right now it's not in the right location. To locate it, we're just going to use a dimension and go from center of the large circle to center of the small circle, and we said that was also 1/2 D. So 1/2 times shift 8 D. Click Enter, and it moves, and it's as it should be. It's right on the center of the circle is on the outside edge of the larger circle. So next we have to make our lines to connect these. To do that, we're just going to draw two separate lines. I'm going to do one at a time just to slow it down for you. So all I'm going to do is draw a line out here on the side. Where I place it at this time doesn't matter too much as long as it doesn't get constrained to anything. So I'm just drawing a long line in this case, and then I'm going to right click and hit OK after I have my line. Now to have it in the right location, I'm going to go up to my constraints. In the lower left hand side, there's a circle with a line touching it. If you hover over it, it says tangent. That's the constraint we're going to want to use in this case. So we're going to click tangent, and I'm going to click my line, and then I'm going to click my circle. Then I do the same thing for the small circle. I click my line, and then I click my circle. And it shows us the circle movement. I wanted it to show us in this case, because now my circles are out of line, and that's not what I want. So in order to line those circles up, I'm going to have to constrain the center of the circles to be on the same line vertically from one another. So in this case, I'm going to use the vertical constraint. There's other ways to do it, but I'm going to use the vertical constraint, which is on the middle row on the far right hand side. I'm going to click on that vertical constraint. Then I click on the center of the circle, the larger one, and then the center of my smaller circle. And it lines them up in the center. I'm going to do the same process with the line and the tangent on the other side next. So again, I'm going to select a line. I'm going to draw a line, and this time I'm going to draw a little bit lower just so we can see some different things later on. Once I draw my line, I hit OK. Then same process, I want to find that tangent constraint, click the line, then my larger circle, then the line again, and my smaller circle. Now I have a basic outline of the shape, and I have to do some trimming and some adding to lines. So right now on the left hand side, my line's too long on both sides, so I'm going to use the trim tool. So I'm going to trim some on the left, on the lower side, and some on the upper side. Then on the right hand side, I have some extra on the bottom. I'm going to trim that off as well. And then my line's not long enough, so under modified, I also have an extend feature. And I'm going to use that extend to extend my line. So I go down and click on it and extend my line. Then I still have some circles here in the middle I need to get rid of, so I'm going to use my trim tool some more and get rid of these extra pieces of the circle I don't need. So I'm just clicking and getting rid of those pieces I don't need on the inside. You could leave them, but they're not something you need, so I'm going to get rid of them. Makes it a lot easier if we get rid of them. Then if we go back, I have my overall shape. I'm just missing my hole in the center. So I need to add that 3/16 diameter hole. So I go there in the center, I click, type in 3/16 and click enter. So now I have my overall shape for this Pear Cam. So all I have to do is add depth to it. So I click finish sketch, and then I want to extrude it out. Click inside the shape, 3/16 of an inch as it says on our sheet. I click OK, then zoom out. You can see I have that pear shape I'm looking for. So that gives me my Pear Cam. If I wanted to change the size of it, all I would have to do is go over to Manage, click on Parameters, find D, and I could change, say I wanted to make that 3.0, I could click 3 and enter, and that would make it a larger shape. So you can see my pear got much larger there. I'm going to change it back to 2, that way it's set at 2, and click Done. And then I'm going to save my Pear Cam. So all I have to do is File Save As, and I'm going to name it Pear Cam. And then click Save. Hopefully this video helped you with the creation of the Pear Cam. And the other videos will go through and make sure you know how to create all your different cams.